Welcome to the deep dive. So today we're digging into something pretty striking, a recent naval confrontation. And what makes it striking is how differently the two sides involved describe the exact same event. We're talking about the Gulf of Oman, a really crucial waterway.
Yeah, that's right, involving the USS Fitzgerald, an American destroyer, and Iranian forces.
Exactly.
And our goal here, our mission for this deep dive, is really to unpack these very different stories. We're looking directly at the sources, official Iranian state media, and statements from the U.S.
Right.
We want to lay out the key claims, the different perspectives without, taking a side, just so you get the facts as each side presented them.
Precisely. This is all about giving you the core insights from these accounts so you can be, truly well-informed about this specific clash and maybe more importantly, the narrative surrounding it.
Okay.
So let's start with Iran's side of the story. What did they say happened?
Well, the Iranian narrative is that they essentially had to warn off a U.S. Navy destroyer, the Fitzgerald.
Warn it off. Why?
Because, they claimed, it was getting too close, approaching Iranian territorial waters there in the Gulf of Oman.
Okay. And they didn't just leave it at warning.
No, not at all. Their state media immediately framed it as a provocative move by the U.S. ship. So not just a mistake, but something deliberate, something challenging from their viewpoint.
Right. And they add some specific context, too, didn't they? Mentioning the timing.
They did. They said this happened on a Wednesday. And significantly, they highlighted it as the first sort of direct confrontation like this since that 12-day conflict between Iran and Israel back in June.
Which definitely paints a picture of, heightened tensions in the region. Makes any encounter potentially more serious.
Absolutely. And they backed this up visually. Iranian state media actually released video and photos, apparently taken from a helicopter they sent out.
A helicopter sent to confront the warship.
That's the implication, yeah. The footage reportedly shows their helicopter flying quite close to the Fitzgerald.
Wow.
And you can apparently hear on the radio an Iranian crew member warning the U.S. ship in English, ordering it to change course. This was around 10 a.m. local time.
As it was nearing their waters, they said.
Correct.
And they explicitly used the word tense to describe it all.
Yes. Tense was the word used in their reporting. Seems to fit their narrative of a necessary intervention.
Okay, so that's the Iranian account. Then you flip the coin and you get the U.S. version.
Right. And it sounds, completely different. The U.S. described the interaction as professional.
Professional. Not tense.
Not according to them. And crucially, they stated it had no impact on their naval mission. Just business as usual, essentially.
No impact. That's interesting. Because there's another detail, isn't there, from the Iranian side about the interaction itself.
There is. And this is where the accounts really clash. According to Iranian sources, the U.S. destroyer didn't just receive the warning passively.
What did they say happened?
They claim the U.S. ship responded by threatening to target the Iranian helicopter if it didn't back off.
Threatening to target the aircraft.
Yeah.
That's a pretty serious allegation. Definitely doesn't sound like no impact.
Exactly. And it gets even more contradictory because those same Iranian accounts insist that the USS Fitzgerald eventually did leave the area.
After the warnings?
After, as they put it, continuous warnings from the Iranian military. So from Iran's perspective, their actions worked. The U.S. ship left because they forced it to.
Which completely contradicts the U.S. saying it was professional and had no impact on their mission.
Completely. It suggests Iran believes they directly influenced the U.S. ship's actions, forcing a withdrawal. The U.S. version implies they just continued on their way unaffected.
So, summing this up, what are we left with? It seems like the main takeaway is just how starkly different these two stories are.
That's the core of it, yeah. You have the same basic event, a U.S. ship and Iranian forces interacting, but two fundamentally opposing narratives emerge. One of a tense, provocative encounter requiring forceful warnings and leading to a U.S. withdrawal.
And the other?
The other is a routine professional interaction. No drama, no change of plans, just ships operating in international waters professionally.
So, thinking bigger picture, what does this tell us? Beyond just this one incident?
Well, I think it's a fascinating glimpse into strategic communication. It's not just about reporting what happened. Iran's story, the provocative U.S., the successful warning plays well domestically, reinforces their image of standing up to the U.S., protecting their waters.
Right, projecting strength.
Exactly. And the U.S. narrative professional, no impact, projects calmness, control, denies Iran any sense of victory or influence, and reassures allies about freedom of navigation. Each narrative serves a purpose.
So different stories for different audiences and different strategic goals.
Precisely.
Which leaves you wondering, doesn't it? How do these clashing realities, these competing narratives, actually shape what happens next between countries? And what does it really say about how much truth is shaped by perspective in global affairs? Definitely something to think about.